mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu.
And now the Mount Kenya University anthem. Mr. Chancellor, sir, with your permission, I now invite the University Chaplain, Father Reverend Dr. Raphael Wanjao, and the University Imam, Dr. Hamisi Wainaina, to commit the congregation to God in prayer.
We commence our virtual graduation in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Today we are gathered here for the University 18th graduation ceremony. We thank you, Almighty Father, for the gift of life and good health during this COVID-19 pandemic era. Thank God for the gift of Mount Kenya University. Thank you for the board of directors, the University Council, the management, and the faculty who have mentored and taught the graduates during their education. We thank you, Almighty Father, for their families and friends who have sacrificed in support of the graduates to complete their education. Thank God for the success of their education journey. We thank you for granting them focus, direction, strength, and endurance. We thank you, Almighty Father, for comfort of the graduates during this hard time, and your loving arms allowed them. Fill them with the peace to accept their present circumstances, and the strength and determination to persevere for a brighter future. Lead them through this trying time, and grant them your goodness and unfailing love. May the graduates be inspired to become innovators and job creators for many future graduates. God bless the graduates. God bless their families and friends. God bless the staff of Mount Kenya University. God bless the students of Mount Kenya University. God bless our beloved country, Kenya. We pray this in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أما بعد. Kwa jina la Mwenyezi Mungu mwingi wa rehema mwenye kurehemu, rehema na amani zimfikilie mtume wake Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, maswahaba zake na wale wanaofuata muongozo wake. Tunamshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kutukutanisha katika hafla hii ya mahafali ya 18 ya chuo kikuu cha Mount Kenya. Ya Allah, tunakuomba ututeremshie katika kikao hiki baraka nyingi zisizokuwa na kikomo. Allah, tunakuomba uwaongoze wahitimu wetu wote wanapopokea shahada zao tofauti tofauti. Mola, uwape ufaulu wanapoingia katika ukurasa mwingine wa maisha yao. Uwape uvumilivu na hikma katika matarajio yao. Tunakuomba Jalali, utuongoze sote katika kukifanya chuo hiki mfano wa kuigwa katika mafunzo, utafiti na ubunifu. Mwenyezi Mungu, tunakuomba uwaongoze wafanyakazi wote mbalimbali katika tabaka tofauti za muundo wa chuo hiki, na pia wanafunzi kwa ujumla wakaweza kufaulu katika maazimio yao na kujiendeleza kimaisha na kielimu. Ya Allah, tunaiombea nchi yetu katika muda huu wa msukosuko na maradhi. Ewe Mungu, epusha na maradhi kama haya. Tuishi kwa amani, kutumikia maadili yako Mwenyezi Mungu. Tunakushukuru tena Mwenyezi Mungu, wewe tunakuabudu na wewe ndio tunayekuomba msaada. Tuongoze katika njia iliyonyooka, njia ya uliowaneemesha, sio ya uliowakasirikia.
Helgeisa, Somaliland, Mogadishu in the Federal Republic of Somalia, Garowe in Puntland, Malawi, Congo DRC, Central Africa Republic, Chad, Nigeria, Qatar, and United Arab Emirates. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we also or we always give a challenge during our graduation ceremony where we invite the graduates to take a selfie, post it on our social media, and our social media group will choose the best. We normally give a cake, a 4-kilogram cake, but since we cannot send this to you at home, we'll send it in form of M-Pesa at the end of the graduation. A kind reminder to all participants on the ground to keep the mask on and wear them properly. We have enough automatic sanitizers and hand washing machines around the graduation square. To all graduates, enjoy this day, which the Lord has made for us to rejoice and be glad. Stand up when we request you to and participate in each and every moment of the 18th graduation ceremony. From the registrar academics, the gowns should be returned by 23rd of October. And you know that there's a penalty after 23rd. And you can pick your certificate from the 19th of October. Mr. Chancellor, sir, during our normal graduation ceremony, we usually have our students showcasing their talents. But due to COVID-19, we could not be able to do this. But our members of staff took the challenge and joined the rest of the world in dancing the famous Jerusalem. I now invite the digital technical team to play Jerusalem.
Kila siku ya Jumatano tunazungumza, tunaulizana na tunajuzana masuala ibuka ya kisiasa.
Kuna Uhuru he is not in Kirinyaga.
Maisha yangu ni huru na watu wangu wanyali.
Tulivunja vyama vya URP na TNA na vyama vingine tanzu, ndio tukaunda chama inaitwa Jubilee.
Mijadala komavu kuhusu yanayokuhusu, na zaidi ya yote tunakupa nafasi kumfahamu kiongozi wako katika kipindi Fahamu Kiongozi.
Yako kama mtoto ulikuwa gani?
Mimi nilizaliwa, sasa najuaje?
Wakati namuuliza maisha.
Kwanza ilikuwa tu ni jaribu kabisa kufikia pahali ambapo nitafika Nairobi. Najua ilikuwa ni kazi ambayo ilichukua siku mingi sana kufika Nairobi.
Kila siku ya Jumatano kuanzia saa 1:30 hadi saa 2:30. Ungana naye Elizabeth Mutuku, usikose.
It is said that cooking is one of the greatest gifts you can give those you love, because nothing brings people together like good food. Join Chef Hamadi every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. as he teaches us some simple and quick recipes, only on The Throwdown.
You are the mighty God, the great I am. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
This and every Sunday, TV47 brings church straight to your home. Come, worship straight from your home as we bring you the Sunday church service at the All Saints Cathedral from 11 a.m.
Kila siku ya Jumatano tunazungumza, tunaulizana na tunajuzana masuala ibuka ya kisiasa.
Kuna Uhuru he is not in Kirinyaga.
Maisha yangu ni huru na watu wangu wanyali.
ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, represented by the Principal Secretary, ICT and Innovation, Mr. J. Ochieng, present virtually. The guest speaker, Professor Philip Mechanic, present virtually. The founder of Mount Kenya University and Chairman Board of Directors, Professor Simon Kicharu. The co-founder of Mount Kenya University, Dr. Jane Nyutu. Members of the University Board of Directors, Chairman of the University Council, Professor David Serem, the University Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Vincent Kaido, members of the University Council, members of the Management Board and Senate, Vice Chancellors present virtually, distinguished guests present virtually, and those who are present here, Mount Kenya University staff, parents and guardians present virtually, graduates and students, some of them are present virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to the 18th graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University. It also gives me great pleasure to congratulate all the graduates for completing their studies successfully. The success was achieved. The success was made possible by support from various parties. To this end, I acknowledge with appreciation the support accorded to the graduates by parents, guardians, and staff, among others, during their studies. Mr. Chancellor, sir, today we celebrate the academic achievements of 4,232 graduates. The graduates have fulfilled all the academic program requirements for conferment of various degrees and award of various diplomas and certificates as follows: 9 Doctor of Philosophy degrees, 112 master's degrees, 64 postgraduate diplomas, 2,731 bachelor's degrees, 937 diplomas, and 379 certificates. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the COVID-19 pandemic has adversely affected global learning systems, leading to the closure of universities and schools throughout the world. In response to the closure of learning institutions and the need to ensure learning continuity, the use of virtual remote learning programs supported by educational digital technologies have increasingly been adopted across the globe. In this regard, since March 2020, when institutions of learning were closed following the directive by His Excellency Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces of the Republic of Kenya, Mount Kenya University has successfully used digital platforms to support learning continuity. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the e-learning mode of delivery of content has enabled the university to successfully complete the January to April-September semester. Distance institution-based electronic learning, April 2020 session, and the May to August 2020 semester. Also, online examinations have been conducted successfully. In order to ensure smooth online learning and examinations, requisite ICT infrastructure support systems were put in place, and staff capacity development was undertaken to align their skills to online delivery of content. Additionally, the university developed and put in place the relevant guidelines and policies to govern the management of online learning and the carrying out of virtual activities, including today's virtual 18th graduation ceremony. All the virtual activities would not have been possible without technical input and a demonstration of collaborative effort. To this end, I say thank you to the Mku ICT technical team, staff and students for their cooperation. The use of TV47 televised lectures in the virtual remote learning process is of great advantage to the university. I thank the entire TV47 team for the well-coordinated efforts. I also thank the TV47 team for providing technical support during the preparation of today's graduation ceremony and covering the ceremony live. Mr. Chancellor, sir, we continuously monitor the impact of the online services offered to our clients, including students, to identify strengths and areas of improvement. In this providing technical support, the University Directorate of Quality Assurance conducted online evaluation of online teaching, Mr. Chancellor, online assessment and examinations. We continuously monitor the online student orientation of the online service. The findings of the evaluation exercises confirmed that the online engagements with our clients are of very high quality. Mr. Chancellor, sir, as an effort to sustain university operations in the midst of disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, the university instituted COVID-19 preventive measures in line with the Ministry of Health protocols.
To go down. Again, this particular graduation ceremony will be live starting 9:45 a.m.
The university
number of
produces
notable
its own
figures
sanitizers.
will be graced. Chief guest was expected.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, following declaration by Professor George Magoha, the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, on 12 August 2020, that Mount Kenya University is one of the institutions that are compliant with the COVID-19 preventive measures, and coupled with approval by the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council, the final year medical students and community oral health students in the medical school were called to undertake their clinical rotations and sit for examinations. 3,873 final year science students were also recalled to undertake face-to-face learning. Mr. Chancellor, sir, despite the COVID-19 challenges that have affected the world adversely, Mount Kenya University managed to actively implement its core mandate of teaching, research, and community engagement. In addition to the successful online teaching, various successes have also been achieved in research and community engagement. Research. Mr. Chancellor, sir, 12 research grants. Mr. Chancellor, sir, 12 research grant applications were awarded grants between April and July 2020. The grants value is more than 255 million shillings. To this end, on behalf of the university, I want to appreciate the following funding agencies. One, the Scottish Funding Council, Global Challenges Research Fund, through the University of Edinburgh, internal grants. Two, Grant Challenges Research Fund. Three, Erasmus Plus Europe. 4, the Science and Technology Research Partnership for Sustainable Development. 5, Future Leaders African Independent Research Program. 6, the National Research Fund. 7, DAD. 8, the Taloris Network of Engaged Universities. Number 9, the African Center for Career Enhancement and Skills Support. And lastly, I think that's the last one. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the Mount Kenya University Chancellor Scholarship was established in 2019 as a result of the generous contribution by the Mount Kenya University Chancellor, Professor John Stratas. Mount Kenya University, through the Mount Kenya University Foundation, released the first call for the Chancellor's Scholarship on 16th December 2019. 31 applicant students were awarded funds from the Chancellor's Scholarship amounting to 446,000 shillings to support their studies during the May-August 2020 semester. On behalf of the university management, I thank the Chancellor, Professor John Stratas, for this support. Research output. Mr. Chancellor, sir, a total of 104 refereed peer-reviewed papers were published by members of staff and postgraduate students between January and August 2020. The University Ethics Review Committee reviewed 92 proposals. Sir, this is a strong indication that the culture of research and innovation at the university has not been adversely disrupted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Chancellor, sir, in line with the national and international spirit of enhancing COVID-19 preventative measures, scholars at Mount Kenya University developed a coronavirus contact tracing application based on geofencing technology. 2, a ventilator. 3, an automatic hand washing machine, and a foot pedal hand washing machine. Sir, at this juncture, allow me to report that Mr. Geoffrey Omangi, MKU staff member, won the Toralis Network of Engaged Universities New Law Code Design Award. The award was widely quoted in Toralis Network of Engaged Universities website on 17 September 2020. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council, in collaboration with the East African Council, partner states, medical and dental practitioners boards and councils, inspected the Mount Kenya University Medical School between 2nd and 6 March 2020. Following the inspection, the council ranked the medical school at the overall position 1 in Kenya. I congratulate the medical school for this achievement and thank our partners, specifically Thika Level 5 Hospital, for quoting the university synergetic partnership required for pooling and sharing academic resources. Mr. Chancellor, sir, globalization and internationalization of higher education create opportunities for alignment of academic programs with emerging international training trends and job market demands. Mount Kenya University continues to make strategic effort to align its programs with internationally recognized standards. The university has continued to meet the ISO 9001:2015 quality management system requirements that call for reviews of the implemented quality management systems at regular intervals to establish its effectiveness and identify opportunities for improvement. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the university hosted an accreditation team from the Kenya National Qualification Authority for 5 days between 7th and 11th September 2020. The team assessed the university academic programs, levels of compliance with the Kenya National Qualification Framework requirements, partners. Mr. Chancellor, sir, despite this disruption caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, Mount Kenya University continues to forge partnerships. The recent synergetic partners include the Poster Corporation of Kenya and Thika High School, our neighbor in Thika. Conclusion. As I conclude, I wish to thank the University Board of Directors, the University Council, the University Management Board, and Senate for providing visionary leadership that has led to the successful mitigation of COVID-19 challenges. I again congratulate the graduates for qualifying for the award of the various academic qualifications. I want more thank parents, guardians, and university staff for according the graduates the necessary support during their studies. To the graduates, always remember that you have all that is required for you to serve the nation and the world diligently. I urge you to strive to be the best in whatever you do. To all of us, let us all continue to keep safe and observe the COVID-19 prevention protocols as we pray for the end of the epidemic. Thank you, and God bless you all. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it's my humble privilege to invite the chairman of Mount Kenya University Council, Professor David T. Sarem, to address the congregation.
The Chancellor of Mount Kenya University, Professor John Strathers, who is with us virtually, the Chief Guest, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, represented by Principal Secretary, ICT and Innovation, Mr. Jerome Ocheng, who is also present with us virtually. The guest speaker of today, Professor Philip Meshanik, who is also with us today virtually, founder of Mount Kenya University and chairman of Board of Directors, Professor Simon Kisharu, co-founder of Mount Kenya University, Madam Jane Yutu, members of the University Board of Directors, Pro-Chancellor Dr. Vincent Gaido, members of the University Council, Vice-Chancellor Professor Stanley Waudo, Vice-Chancellors from other universities who are present, distinguished guests, members of Management Board and Senate, staff, parents and guardians, graduates and students, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted on behalf of Mount Kenya University to welcome you all to the 18th graduation ceremony. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to appreciate the guest speaker, Professor Philip Meshanik, from the Rhodes University and Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, as herein represented, and all our distinguished guests present, and those following us virtually for honoring our invitation today. I wish to congratulate all the graduates and wish them success in all their endeavors. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me on behalf of the University Council and the entire university to unreservedly appreciate the Board of Directors who have successfully steered the university forward amid these disruptive and difficult times resulting from the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. There is no layoff of staff, even during these training moments of COVID-19, that has drastically affected many nations and economies. May the Almighty God bless you for this selfless gesture. We appreciate you, Professor Gisharu, and your team of Board of Directors for steering us very ably. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the University Council has continued with its mandate of ensuring that the university achieves ambition through development and implementation of policies, regulations, and guidelines. The University Council, at its meeting held on the 24th of July 2020, approved the following. 1. Teaching staff appointment and promotion guidelines. The university had been making reference to the Commission of University Education Appointment and Promotion Criteria 2014 until last year in 2019, when industrial action led to suspension of these guidelines. The university benchmarked on existing teaching and appointment and promotion guidelines with other local universities and amended the Mount Kenya University teaching staff appointment and promotion guidelines for implementation following the council approval. 2. Revised staff scheme of service. A human resource review process has been carried out with an aim of realigning the existing jobs to the key institutional functions. The process was conducted through a collaborative approach that incorporated views and suggestions of other key stakeholders of the university fraternity. The review sought to address prevailing institutional changes with regard to human resource and as such recommended several proposals for realignment and grading of jobs within the university as well as terms of service. The key output of this process for the university approved by the University Council include revised scheme of service, revised salary structure, amended university organizational structure with an aim of achieving and sustaining good corporate governance and enhancing diversity in expertise and experience, and redefining reporting relationships. 3. Guidelines on postgraduate presentations via wave technologies. Mr. Chancellor, sir, due to the need to provide an opportunity for graduate students to present their work virtually, where face-to-face presentation is not possible, guidelines on postgraduate presentations via web technologies were also approved by the Council. 4. Amendments to the examination irregularities and their penalties. The University Council approved amendments to the examination irregularities on the 23rd of November 2018. As the university administers online learning assessment and examinations, it was considered regulation of specific examinations and malpractices that may emerge. 5th, amendments to the University Schedule 1, regulations of undergraduate degree. The graduation ceremony envisaged in University Schedule 1 is one that requires a physical congregation and subsequent award and conferment of diplomas, certificates, and degrees, respectively. In view of the COVID-19 status in the country and future situations where physical gathering may not be visible, the University Council approved virtual graduation to be included in the schedule, and today's graduation is the inaugural virtual graduation. 6. Guidelines on online learning assessment and examination. Relevant guidelines have been approved to make provisions for online learning assessment and examinations. The guidelines will address general examination provisions for virtual assessment and procedure for conducting online examinations. 7. Senate-approved revised programs. The Council approved revised The council approved revision of 3 academic programs to make them relevant to the industry and stakeholders' needs. Bachelor of Public Health, Bachelor of Commerce, and Master of Laws. 8, online teaching. Mr. Chairman, sir, and Mr. Chancellor, sir, due to COVID-19 related issues, the university devised new platforms for delivery of lectures to the students, which include A, teaching using Microsoft Teams and Sakai platforms. These platforms allow effective interactions between the students and lecturers. B, access to the university library on Easy Proxy, a web proxy server used by libraries to give access from outside the library's computer network to restricted access websites that authenticate users by IP address. C, lecture recording on TV47 to supplement online teaching. 9, financial guidelines on optimal class size. Mr. Chancellor, sir, the current quorums for minimum class size of 12 for undergraduate and 6 for postgraduate programs for classes are unattainable, and the University Council approves revised programs minimum class size to ensure sustainability of academic programs. 10, university website policy. In digital era, websites are critical tools in ensuring that stakeholders interact seamlessly. MKU website policy was approved to provide a framework for management of the university websites to ensure accuracy, consistency, and integrity of the content and identity of the university website. 11, Mount Kenya University Associate Faculty Customer Care Unit. Mr. Chancellor, sir, due to the need to mainstream matters related to welfare of the associate faculty, the Associate Faculty Customer Care Unit Committee, chaired by the Human Resource Director, was also approved by the University Council. Finally, amendments to the Committees of University Management Board. Mr. Chancellor, sir, due to the emerging trends in the higher education sector, the university approved amendments to the committees of the University Management Board. The amended committees of the Management Board are 1, Finance, Administration, Planning and Development Committee, 2, Students' Welfare, Alumni and Career Management Committee, 3, Academic Research Affairs and Grants Amendment Committee, 4, Corporate Services, Linkages and Quality Assurance Management Committee, and finally, University Management Executive Committees. Mr. Chancellor, sir, as I conclude, I wish to affirm that the university will continue embracing digital technologies to stay afloat and promote both staff and students' welfare and ensure that there is continuous improvement in service delivery. To graduates, may you be the change agents to make this world a better place for humanity as you explore a sea of opportunities ahead of you. You have been adequately prepared by MKU in the last 4 years here. And so we want you to go out there and embrace a culture of hard work and self-discipline. Thank you, and may God bless you as you stay safe from COVID-19. It's now my pleasure and honor to invite the Director, Board of Directors.
Thank you. Let's appreciate our Chairman of University Council in a better way. Kindly let's appreciate him. Thank you so much. Thank you for your wise words. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my honor and privilege to invite the Mount Kenya University Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Vincent Gaitho, to read the profile of our guest speaker and invite him to address the congregation.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, the graduates, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to read a brief profile of our guest speaker, Professor Philip Mechanic. Professor Philip Mechanic is the holder of PhD from the University of Cape Town, South Africa, and Associate Professor of Computer Science in Rhodes University in South Africa, where he teaches and does research in computer architecture and bioinformation. His experience spans across universities in the world, including Stanford University, California, South Africa, USA, University of Witwatersrand, South Africa, and University of Queensland in Australia. His most cited paper has over 1,000 citations on Google Scholar. He is the editor-in-chief of South Africa Computer Journal and was recognized with a Pioneer Award by South Africa Institute of Computer Sciences and Information Technologists in 2019. He also chairs his local city residents association and is active in science communication as a contributor to media such as the Convention and the South Africa's Mail and Guardian newspaper. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to invite Professor Philip Mechanic, Associate Professor of Computer Science at Rhodes University, South Africa, to address the congregation. Thank you.
The Chancellor, Professor John Struthers, the Chief Guest, Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, represented by Principal Secretary, Mr. Jerome Ocheng, Chairman of the Board of Directors, Professor Simon Gicharu, Vice Chancellor, Professor Stanley Wadu, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure and privilege to be linked online with an institution that is new to me, namely Mount Kenya University, as well as with all the stakeholders who are viewing this online 18th graduation ceremony at Mount Kenya University. To all of you, warm greetings from South Africa. I also thank the management of Mount Kenya University for this opportunity given to me to serve as the guest speaker in today's ceremony, and I wish I could be there in person on this important day in your academic life. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, Mount Kenya University has chosen a very relevant theme for the 18th graduation ceremony, enhancing innovative digital technologies in higher education, excelling amidst emerging challenges. Times and experiences in higher education throughout the world today are hard and require innovation and resilience. The situation is even more dire in the sub-Saharan countries such as Kenya. The necessity to successfully maintain and enhance the functionality of our universities through online connectivity and do it well cannot be overemphasized. Having worked with students from your country, Kenya, and I'm sure you have the ability and initiative to take on such challenges. Where I live in South Africa, conditions are different, but also very challenging. And I want to share with you a little of our experience in coping with the COVID-19 pandemic. Rhodes University is over 100 years old and has the highest per capita research output in South Africa, despite being the smallest long-established university in the country. For much of its history, its students have mostly been drawn from the wealthier part of the community, but over the last few years, we have had radical transformation in our student body. The overwhelming majority now come from very poor socioeconomic backgrounds. In 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic struck, our government, on very short notice, decided that our students should be sent home, and that involved dispersing them to homes hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away, many to localities with poor cell reception, let alone fast internet connectivity. Many of our students do not have the personal circumstances to pay for computers, internet, and so on, and the university had to move fast to find creative solutions to those problems. My department, computer science, and its sibling department, information systems, were built to host an annual conference on teaching and learning in our field. We had to move fast to switch to an online platform and change the whole character of the conference. By force of circumstance, we were forced to explore a space the university had not planned. Yet doing so showed the real strength of academia. Our academics and support staff were able to rise to this challenge without a lengthy period to prepare. We drew on the same skills that we applied to research projects to solve problems on the fly. We will inevitably lose some students, but nowhere near as many as if we had not so rapidly adapted to circumstances. And that brings me to the main theme of the address, the challenges of digital transition. COVID-19 has been a challenge for 2020, an unexpected one to the education sector in general. The lesson learned from this is that it is not always wealth that counts, but in an unprecedented crisis, what matters is the ability to reason and to apply talents to a novel situation that requires overturning all your assumptions. There will be other challenges in future, some predictable, some not. I understand that Mount Kenya University, or MKU, has invested in a big way for full digital transition. In rising to this challenge, I urge you to follow a path of encouraging innovation and developing homegrown talent rather than relying on externally supplied solutions. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, here are my recommendations. Although digitalization will enable higher education institutions to overcome emerging challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic and other adversities such as climate change, many universities in developing countries lack the capital investment required. In Kenya, your needs may differ, but learning from the success of others is always a good starting point. Universities must commit themselves to serious planning and development of strategic plans, their implementation, and constant monitoring to ensure their future is secure, particularly in a field such as digital technologies that is advancing so fast. Public-private partnerships, as well as private-private partnerships, are part of sustainable policies. Pooling of resources is more effective than hoarding resources. The aim always should be to maximize the most important form of capital, intellectual capital. We in Africa are in a position to lead the world in emerging digital technologies. We should embrace this opportunity. All that is required is imagination, creativity, and self-belief. Finally, I join the rest of the speakers in congratulating the students, parents, lecturers, and university management and all stakeholders for a job well done. As a computer science academic, the growing level of digitalization in the sub-Saharan region gratifies me. I have long emphasized the value of this kind of technology as a driver of development. Hence, I offer my encouragement to all the stakeholders for pursuing this direction. This is a model that should be embraced by many others. So, congratulations to you. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Let's appreciate our guest speaker with a round of applause, kindly.
It is now my humble privilege to invite the Chairman, Board of Directors, Professor Simon Gisharu, to make his remarks and to invite the chief guest of today.
The Chancellor, Professor John Stratas, who is with us virtually. The Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Vincent Gaido, the guest speaker, Professor Philip Machanik, who has just completed giving his presentation from South Africa, members of MKU Board of Directors, Chairman of the University Council, members of the University Council, University Management led by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waudo, members of the University Senate, members of teaching, administrative and supporting staff, distinguished invited guests, parents and guardians, graduates and students following us virtually, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to take this opportunity to bring greetings from Madam Jane, who is being referred to as the co-founder. Jane has given me a lot of support in the position I am in, and if she was allowed, I could have invited her here so that I can give her a kiss of appreciation. I don't know how to do it virtually. Wherever she is, I know she is, wherever she is, if she is following the graduation, let her receive the kiss of appreciation virtually. Introductory statement. 18 is the legal age at which one is recognized as an adult in Kenya. At this age, you are assumed to have the maturity and composure to weather any storms in life. As you all know, the world is grappling with the COVID-19 pandemic, the first one this century, and the third worst global pandemic since the 1918 Spanish flu and the 14th century plague. Today we are celebrating our 18th graduation ceremony. Symbolically, our composure to weather storms as a university has been put to test by COVID-19. And I am happy to announce that thanks to our dedicated team of management, staff and students, we have passed this test. MKU was among the first institutions of higher learning in the country to be given a clean bill of health by the Ministry of Education in regards to compliance with the new COVID-19 rules. In the course of the past 18 graduation ceremonies, I had never imagined that we could have a graduation without the usual pomp and color, with all the students and parents in this graduation pavilion. Today there will be no communal celebration of an academic breach successful closed, when parents hug and kiss their graduating children and siblings, taking photos in gowns, tears of joy flowing down their cheeks. This reminds me that some times back, during our first graduation ceremony, which we held in Thika, in our main campus, Thika town was at standstill. And because of that, the mess that was created, we decided to develop this area so that we can have larger grounds. But as you have seen today, when I was seated down and I look at the number of graduates, I was almost thinking that it is time that we went back home in Thika town, because now we will not really cause any inconvenience to anybody. But that is for today. I hope the graduating class and those watching us through TV47 and the various online platforms will not allow COVID-19 to snatch this joy. Stand up and dance in front of your TV. Today it's allowed and you deserve it. When COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic and all schools in Kenya subsequently closed, we immediately made, what came into my mind was that I had so many things to ask myself. What do I do with the elaborate infrastructure that we have put in at MKU? I had so many things that was coming into my mind. As you remember, there is a private school somewhere in Kirinyaga. The owner, when the pandemic came and the institution closed, he decided that it is time to put chicken in the classrooms. So I asked myself, can I follow that person and possibly convert our classes into chicken layering project? But then, when I looked at one of our story buildings that goes up to 12th floor, I was wondering, are we going to use our lifts in putting the chicken to the 12th floor in some of those buildings? There were also many suggestions. What can we be able to do with the elaborate infrastructure? When I was thinking about maybe a small hotel can also keep us going, then again I was reminded that the hotel's business has been closed again because of COVID-19 containment measures. But I decided to concentrate on two things that I considered primary and important in the way forward. I requested the management to immediately migrate the classes to online, and also we joined the global fight against the virus through science, innovation, community outreach, and also community education. Ladies and gentlemen, MKU is one of the universities that pioneered online learning in Kenya. For many years, we have a fully dedicated platform for online learning. This platform demonstrated our resilience and adaptability when we quickly transitioned our students from brick and mortar learning to online. And this reminds me that sometimes back in 2014, when I visited South Africa, and I particularly, specifically visited UNISA, University of South Africa, I was quite impressed by their model of teaching and learning. They have over 200,000 students who never go to that university. They all learn through distance learning. And when I looked at that model, I said, can we also think about doing something like this in MKU? And I think in 2017, we sent a team of senior members of staff to South Africa to study that model that culminated into signing an MOU with UNISA in 2018. And since that time, we were on upward trajectory in terms of developing our online resources that made MKU become one of the first universities in Kenya that transited immediately, seamlessly to online learning. This was further aided by televised lectures, which were aired on the television channel TV47. It was history-making undertaking that was widely acclaimed by parents, students, and stakeholders. These televised lectures demonstrated our commitment to making education accessible to all. When we were doing this, I remember some times back that as government continued on putting extensive measures in containment of COVID-19, our acting Vice Chancellor was living beyond a blue post, and the blue post was closed, and people from that side could not come across Thika. And our Vice Chancellor, who is here today, was on terminal leave. He was at home waiting to come and hand over to the incoming Vice Chancellor in May. And I also remembered that our incoming Vice Chancellor was also locked in Rwanda, where he is today, and I'm very sure he is also following this particular graduation ceremony. Now, we were caught in that particular point where our acting Vice Chancellor is across the river, our substantive Vice Chancellor is on terminal leave, and we had to make a decision of recalling Professor Stanley Waudo to come and steer the university during this particular moment. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Professor Waudo for what you have done to this university to steer it to make it the way it is today. When schools were temporarily closed early this year, we remained a small, dedicated team of scientists, innovators, and lecturers to spearhead the university's contribution in the fight against the spread of COVID-19. And I want to say and reiterate again that the board of directors will always support this university in terms of doing whatever it wants to do. When we were requested to invest in hand sanitizers, we made that investment, and I want to say that we will still continue doing so when we are called upon, because the same went a long way in keeping our staff not worried about COVID-19 as they continued on working. I am informed, and the Vice Chancellor has said, that our team has also developed the first contact tracing mobile application and a ventilator made using locally assembled materials. One of our alumni came up with a device for sanitizing library books. Professor Waudo has said that one of our staff, Joyfully Omangi, has won Terrorist Network logo competition, which earned him 250,000 shillings. And I want to urge our members of staff to continue exploiting their potential, as I have always said before. Let's not die with our potential. Let us try to do what we can be able to do in order to be the best, because like that competition, which Joyfully Omangi did, there were so many people who were competing for that prize, and he ended up getting it. Now, the questions we must now ask ourselves: what does the future hold? What lessons have we learned? What does history teach us about pandemics? One of the obvious lessons was the need to expand community facilities such as social halls and playing fields. It is sad that when you go to some estates in Nairobi, all the community facilities like social halls and playing fields, some of them were grabbed, and it was sad to see our kids, when they needed them most, they were nowhere to be found. And therefore we needed to rethink back again, go back again and ask what do we need to do in order to develop facilities that can be able to support our children in case such a pandemic strikes us in future. We must now seize this moment to prepare for any future pandemics, since we know that science-driven information and community engagement are our best tools. Universal challenges such as COVID-19 have contributed seismic global disruptions since way back in 14th century. The plague, Black Death, cost 100 million lives. Jacquemus, Alibaba was fueled by the 2002 SARS epidemic in Asia, when people feared human contact and preferred to shop online. Uber and Airbnb rose from 2008 global financial recession, which forced people to share cars and rooms In 2019, the two companies had a combined value of $140 billion. We have already witnessed an explosion in the use of low-cost alternatives for meetings and conferences. These alternatives, which include webinar, Zoom, and Google Meet, are cheap and convenient. Even this graduation ceremony before, it used to be very expensive. And what is coming into my mind is, should we think about adopting and making it permanent, that in future we will not have physical graduations, but virtual graduations. And I'm not giving a directive, I'm just saying, should we consider that in future that these ceremonies, graduation ceremonies and others that we have been doing should be done virtually. And the savings accrued from them, from using such, amounts worldwide, amounts to billions of dollars. While the global economy is still studying the long-term effects of COVID-19 pandemic, it's obvious that life in some sectors will never be the same again. Many people have suffered loss of lives and livelihoods. I would like to encourage you that all is not lost. I'm optimistic that what has been lost in terms of productivity, goals and resources will be recovered. I would also like to call upon each one of us to support the government efforts in fighting this pandemic. This is particularly so in the adherence of the laid out health protocols and the schools reopening program. At this juncture, allow me to thank the management of our university in Rwanda, Mku Rwanda, for working hard to comply with the directives and Ministry of Health and Higher Education Council of the Government of Rwanda. Now I am informed that the campus has been fully reopened and physical learning will start on Monday. They will be among 10 universities that have been allowed to start physical learning in Rwanda. I also congratulate our students graduating from Rwanda who are also following this ceremony virtually. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to reiterate that we will make all efforts to make MKU, to continue making MKU great. All the projects that we had laid down before, like construction of the auditorium, is on course, and we hope by early next year it will be finished, and it will also help us to address the issue on social distancing. In regard to reopening of our basic educational institutions, I wish to say that as Kenyans, let us keep on supporting the government measures, the ones they are taking, because many Kenyans have been agitating for the schools to reopen. When they have been reopened, then again some people are saying no, they should not open. When they are closed, they are saying open. So let us support that measure the government is taking so that our schools continue being a going concern. We are going to continue reopening, and I'm supporting the reopening of our university in the spread the way the management is doing, and we will continue complying with all COVID-19 requirement, and therefore the students who are coming back, they should not fear because we are ready for the same. I want to stop at that by again congratulating all the graduates who are watching us virtually wherever they are. Mr. Chancellor Sir, allow me to invite Honorable Joe Mucheru, the Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of ICT, to address the congregation virtually.
Sir John Struthers, the Chancellor, Mount Kenya University, who is virtually presiding over this graduation all the way from Scotland. Professor Philip Machanik, the guest speaker, also virtually participating from the University of Rhodes in South Africa. Professor Simon Gisharu, the chairman of the board of directors. Dr. Jane Nyotu, co-founder of Mount Kenya University, member of the University Boards of Director, Professor David Serem, the chairman, Mount Kenya University Council, members of the University Council, Professor Stanley Waudo, the Vice Chancellor, members of staff, Mount Kenya University, parents and guardians, graduates, students, and all of us following us virtually today, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to all of you from the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs. Indeed, it was a great pleasure for me to have received this invitation from the Mount Kenya University to participate in this auspicious occasion of the 18th graduation ceremony. I am glad that this platform offers a great opportunity to interact virtually with thousands of the youth that we serve in this ministry. So, I also salute all the young people who are in attendance. I am glad that this platform Secondly, offers I wish to congratulate all the graduates, their parents, of the youth, guardians, lecturers, and stakeholders, and the Mount Kenya fraternity for working as a team towards successful completion of the academic program. Secondly, for every graduate here present, and hence their parents being a part of this ceremony. Lecturers and stakeholders. It takes the collective effort of every stakeholder as a team in ensuring that successful completion of any undertaking and education is no exception. And hence, Mr. Chancellor, being a part of this, the government, through the Ministry of ICT, takes the collective innovation and youth affairs, has invested heavily in infrastructure as a key enabler for technology and innovation. Mr. Chancellor, these investments, the government, together with the expected short and long-term impacts, and youth affairs, are a hallmark in Kenya's development and a testimony of our national capacity for technology that places Kenya as a model in ICT development, more so during the COVID-19 pandemic. And long-term impact. The number of internet users in Kenya was estimated at 22.86 million in January 2020. As a model, there has been an increase of 3.2 million from the preceding year. This has, however, not stopped the government of Kenya from seeking more ways of ensuring inclusivity in the access to internet and connectivity around the country. Of 3.2 million, more so in the underserved areas. If anything, COVID-19 has taught us that technology is a critical enabler of ensuring for a societal resilience. In the access to internet, Kenyans are aware that in January 2020, more so at the height of COVID-19 pandemic, President Uhuru Kenyatta virtually tested the Loon internet balloons, which came as a follow-up to Telecom Kenya's partnership with Google partner that in January 2020. This is a globally acknowledged milestone since the Loon balloons are a critical option for internet connectivity to thousands of people across the world who are disadvantaged in ease of access to internet. This is a globally acknowledged milestone as a follow-up since to His Excellency the President message during the launch of the Loon project. Kenyans should take full advantage of this internet connectivity, especially in areas that were previously not connected, in order to spur the national social to His Excellency the President message during the launch of the Loon Given project. This background, Kenyans I'm therefore happy to note that Mount Kenya University has gone almost fully digital in teaching, in conducting examination, research, community outreach, and in all the university businesses, including the hosting of this graduation ceremony. Mount Kenya University, I therefore congratulate the university management for this endeavor, which allow many students both locally and globally to access affordable education. In the same spirit, I am happy to note that Mount Kenya University, in partnership with German-based partners and other local stakeholders, and under the coordination of the Kenya National Commission for UNESCO, have institutionalized a youth empowerment program referred to as the Student Training for Entrepreneurial Promotion, STEP, which was offered online at the height of COVID-19 crisis to 130 youths both in Nairobi and Kajiado counties. I encourage you to reach out to more youth in more counties, especially among the vulnerable communities and low-income areas. I wish also to invite you to work closely with the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs to develop viable strategies of engaging more young people in this and similar activities. I also urge the youth to take advantage of this kind of support that is availed by our stakeholders for young empowerment through provision of the much needed soft skills. Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to make some few remarks regarding the theme of the 18th graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University, which is embracing innovative digital technology in higher education, excelling amidst emerging challenges. The focus of this theme is very well in line with the new national and international norm of conducting business, and we are happy to note that Mount Kenya University has embraced this shift fully. As we are all aware, Sustainable Development Goal number 4 is on the provision of quality education in order to ensure inclusivity, equitable quality education, and promotion of lifelong learning. A good quality education is one that provides all learners with capabilities they require to become economically productive, develop sustainable livelihoods, contribute to peaceful and democratic society, and also enhance individual well-being. The learning outcomes are required vary according to the context, but at the end of the education cycle must include threshold levels of literacy and numeracy, knowledge and life skills including awareness, prevention of diseases, and individuals' contribution to national development. Capacity development to improve the quality of teachers and other education stakeholders is critical throughout this process. Education is a key factor in combating poverty and inequality in society, and Mount Kenya University has come up with innovations in teaching and learning that will enable the university to contribute immensely to the attainment of Kenya Vision 2030 and Sustainable Development Goals 2030. Mount Kenya University students have been inducted into the globally acknowledged e-learning as a new lifestyle. I thank all the stakeholders who have contributed in one way or the other towards this success. I've also been informed that the digital platform embraced by MKU is varied in technologies and partnerships used. In addition to embracing partnerships with Microsoft, Safaricom, and Telcom in the teaching, research, and community outreach, the university has also integrated the television technology in the service delivery. This has been made possible by the television station TV47, which has partnered with MKU in this success story. In a similar endeavor, we have witnessed the support provided by the various broadcasting houses in Kenya in offering very rich school or educational content to learners, which has kept them busy at home during the lengthy COVID-19 break. On behalf of the Kenyan community, on behalf of the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs, to all local broadcasting houses, receive our appreciation. Therefore, the theme of today's ceremony is a true reflection of the current situation in Kenya and in the world. As I conclude, I wish to congratulate all the graduates for making this milestone in your lives. To the parents, guardians, university lecturers, university management, as well as all the stakeholders, I also pass my congratulations to you all, as this is a testimony of the teamwork and dedication in ensuring that our sons and daughters get through their education up to this point. This is one of the many graduations you will encounter. In real life, learning never stops, and graduation is a process that goes on until the last day of our lives. If you embrace that principle, then you will embark on a lifelong journey of success and fulfillment. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Signed, Joe Mushero, EGH, Cabinet Secretary, ICT, Innovation and Youth Affairs.
Thank you so much. We can appreciate our chief guest kindly. Let's appreciate him in a better way kindly. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite the Chancellor of Mount Kenya University, Professor John J. Struthers, to address the congregation.
Guest, the Chief Cabinet Secretary for ICT and Innovation and Youth Affairs, represented by Principal Secretary Mr. Jerome Ocheng. The guest speaker, Professor Philip Machinak from University of Rhodes in South Africa, who is attending online. The Chairman of the Board of Directors, Professor Simon Gicharo. Co-founder of Mount Kenya University, Dr. Jane Niyuto. Members of the University Board of Directors. Members of the University Council. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waldo. Members of staff, parents and guardians, graduands and students, and all those following us virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, Hamjambo Nyote. I'm once more honoured to preside over the 18th graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University, which by any measure is surely a unique graduation ceremony due to the impact of the coronavirus disease, which has prevented most of the usual participants, including the graduands, their families and friends, from participating physically this year. Rather, we have been brought together by the wonders of digital and live streaming technologies. For that reason, and of course many others, this is a milestone achievement for Mount Kenya University. Before I deliver my formal remarks, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to pass warm regards from my family all the way from Scotland in the United Kingdom to each one of you who are following this ceremony from different parts of the world. Indeed, we're all as a family eagerly awaiting to visit Mount Kenya University for the usual physical ceremony, but due to the COVID pandemic, this was not possible. Of course, Mount Kenya University has used its tremendous resources to facilitate this online graduation ceremony. The university has also transitioned its online teaching and delivery of teaching and examinations, ladies and gentlemen. I applaud the university for this impactful response to COVID-19, and especially for managing to transform and almost completely to online university teaching. This is a major achievement for the university in this particular year. And this has been manifested through this online graduation ceremony itself, a ceremony that comes as full testimony of the large-scale investment and commitment that MKU has made towards digital connectivity. I've been informed that since the onset of the COVID-19 lockdown in Kenya and the presidential decree that led to all educational institutions being closed, MKU transitioned all of its students from face-to-face to online mode of teaching. Congratulations, hongera. On top of this huge challenge for this university, and indeed all universities around the world, I have also learned that MKU has accomplished many other milestones in her effort to offer the best service to the students, despite the ongoing challenges. Here are some highlights of these achievements. 3 key partnerships were established with ICT providers to help during this transition, and these played a great part in the process. These providers ensured digital connectivity and capacity building within the university. They were Safaricom, TV47 and Microsoft. For example, with Safaricom, we entered a contract with the university to provide a cost-reduced online connectivity to students and staff, which greatly helped in facilitating the online teaching and examining of students. Similarly, MKU and TV47 have worked together strategically to offer joint service to students during the COVID-19 closure, and this partnership was instrumental in the university's successful transition to the online mode of teaching. Meanwhile, MKU's partnership with Microsoft has become fully operationalised, with the Microsoft Teams application being used successfully across the university for online meetings, teaching and conducting examinations. Similarly, the university has transitioned in the community because the university over many years has had a strong commitment to the community in Kenya, and there have been examples of this over the last period of time. This has harnessed online support to ensure continued engagement with the community at different levels, and here are some examples. During the COVID-19 lockdown, the university participated in a partnership that offered online training to 130 youth in Kajiado and Nairobi counties on entrepreneurship. This was in collaboration with other stakeholders under the support of the Kenya National Commission of UNESCO. This was closely followed by another online training of members of the Nairobi-based Mums in Business organisations, which was jointly conducted along with the Women Enterprise Fund. Continued internationalisation has been another theme during this period. For example, during the last 5 months, when the country and the world at large was at its lowest ebb due to the impact of the virus, MKU continued to display a unique resilience in developing key partnerships with international organisations and securing several major grants and milestones. Here are some examples. The university secured a DAAD grant from Germany on a 5-year fully sponsored partnership project called African Centre for Career Enhancement and Skills Support, Access it's called. This was launched through a 3-day-long webinar in July this year. Access brings together on a common platform some 5 universities in Africa and 1 university in Germany, namely IRGIB Africa University in Benin, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, Mount Kenya University in Kenya, University of Ibadan in Nigeria, Ines Ruhengeri in Rwanda, and University of Tunis in Tunisia. Access aims at fostering employability of university graduates in a way that facilitates North-South and South-South knowledge and skills transfer. Another example of such an internationalisation endeavour at Mount Kenya University has been seen since March this year, when MKU partnered with the Lapid Leaders Africa programme, which is a non-profit organisation that develops the next generation of African leaders by equipping them with soft skills that will enable them to have a smooth transition from university to the marketplace. A team of 15 students and alumni were competitively selected for a fully donor-sponsored training which commenced in March and which is still ongoing through an online delivery platform. Similarly, since last year, VMware, a global digital service provider, established a training academy at MKU through a memorandum of understanding, namely the VMware Academy. To date, this academy at MKU has trained 15 members of staff to be VMware trainers, and they have in turn trained 20 students, all under a full sponsorship of VMware. This training was online and continued during and after the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. The VMware trainers are in the process of receiving their internationally recognised certification. In the same vein, we should all note that today's graduation ceremony is conducted online with 2 key presenters, namely the guest speaker and myself, who are located literally poles apart, one in South Africa and myself in Scotland, and we're joined together at a common event near the equator. This is truly a hallmark of internationalisation through digital connectivity, and I congratulate Mount Kenya University for this sterling achievement too. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I wish to congratulate the University for the above-mentioned partnership-driven activities, all of which have led to significant gains to the entire community. I also commend the University management for their leadership and for fostering such a conducive environment that facilitated successful undertakings despite the COVID-19 pandemic challenges. Above all, I offer my hearty congratulations to all the graduands, their parents and sponsors for the successful completion of their courses and thereby be able to move to the next stage of their lives and careers. Of course, since we're all still living under the shadow of the COVID-19 pandemic and the uncertainty that this brings with it, we all have to find innovative strategies to cope, to adjust, and indeed perhaps even pivot our lives to be able to continue to thrive in spite of this. With that spirit and resolve, let us put our trust in God in the knowledge that He knows the end from the beginning, and that one day soon the pandemic will be over, or at least reduced, and we can go back to almost the lives we led before COVID-19. Thank you, and congratulations once again. May God bless you as you all continue to observe the prescribed COVID-19 prevention and mitigation protocols and continue to pray for Kenya, for Africa and the world to overcome the pandemic challenges for the greater good of humanity. Mungu awabariki. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much. Let's appreciate our Chancellor. Let's appreciate him in a better way, all the way from Scotland. Thank you so much. And indeed, Mungu awabariki. At this juncture, I will request Chairman of the University Council to stand as we go back to Scotland for some academic blessings. Kindly, sir. We are going back to Scotland. We are going back to Scotland. Yeah.
Charter, Amendment 2016, Section 3C, it is my privilege and pleasure to delegate the power to award certificates and diplomas and confer degrees at the Mount Kenya University 18th graduation ceremony to Professor David Serem, Chairman of the University Council.
Thank you. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my honor to invite Dean School of Business and Economics to present the best male and female graduates for recognition.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you Madam Nyakenyanya Delphine and Mr. Chuma Jengero Sahid, graduates who attained the highest cumulative average score among the female and male graduates in the 18th graduation ceremony for recognition. The graduates were undertaking Bachelor of Education Arts in the School of Education and Bachelor of Economics and Statistics from the School of Business and Economics, respectively. With your permission, sir, I now request the awardees to walk to the dais, ready to receive their recognition awards.
In the life of a student, there is a time when one joins the university, and there comes a time when one has to graduate. And that is why we are celebrating our graduates. And together with us, and many others who are watching at home, we even have a graduate, PhD graduate, all the way from South Sudan. At the age of 79, he's going today to graduate with a PhD. Let's clap for him. The next piece that is being performed by MKU staff members, it shows a journey of a student. The time he enters or she enters the university, the process up to the end, when they smile as they are crowned. A piece that has been done by the Dean, School of Computing and Informatics in Mount Kenya University, Dr. Kamau. Nakupa sifa. Over to you, digital team.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to invite the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Research Affairs, Dr. Bibian Waigajo Aidi, to call upon the deans of schools to present the candidates who have satisfied the Mount Kenya University Board of Examiners for conferment of degrees, award of diplomas, and certificates.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, allow me to invite deans of schools to present the candidate who have satisfied Mount Kenya University Board of Examiners for conferment of degrees, award of diplomas and certificate in the following order. For PhD, we'll have the Dean School of Social Sciences, followed by the Dean School of Business and Economics, then Dean School of Education. For Masters, we'll have the Dean School of Public Health, Dean School of Social Sciences, Dean School of Hospitality, Tourism and Travel Management, Dean School of Business and Economics, then Dean School of Education. For postgraduate, we'll have the Dean School of Education. For certificate, diploma and bachelors, we'll have the Dean School of Law, Dean School of Pharmacy, Dean School of Clinical Medicine, Dean School of Nursing, Dean School of Public Health, Dean Medical School, Dean School of Engineering, Energy and the Built Environment, Dean School of Pure and Applied Sciences, Dean School of Computing and Informatics, Dean School of Social Sciences, Dean Schools of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Management, Dean School of Business and Economics, and finally the Dean School of Education. I now call upon the Dean School of Social Sciences to present the PhD candidate.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Deng Akua Aldo Ajuo, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in History from the School of Social Sciences. The candidate thesis is titled Evolution of the Sudan People's Liberation Movement, SPLM, 1983 to 2016. His supervisors were Dr. Charles Otiogo Choti and Dr. Babere Kereta Chacha. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in History of Mount Kenya University.
And you having fulfilled the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in History in the Social Sciences, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Stanley Adika Kefogo, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Kiswahili from the School of Social Sciences. The candidate's thesis is titled Usayansi wa Istirahi za Kiswahili zinazotumika katika kompyuta, tathmini ya kufaa kwake. His supervisors were late Professor Mwenda Mkudhuria, Dr. James Ontieri, and Dr. Jacqueline Muremi. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Kiswahili of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University, Chapter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Kiswahili in the School of Social Sciences, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Kifogo RX Obima, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Kiswahili from the School of Social Sciences. The candidate's thesis is titled, Nafasi ya mielekeo katika uteuzi wa lugha, mfano wa matumizi ya lugha katika mahubiri ya Kikristo jijini Nairobi. His supervisors were Dead Professor Mwenda Mkudhuria, Dr. Ayub Mukwana, and Dr. Jacqueline Muremi. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Kiswahili of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University, Chapter 11, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Kiswahili in the School of Social Sciences, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree.
I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Ongesa Nyamboga Tom, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration Strategic Management option from the School of Business and Economics. The candidate thesis is titled Evaluation of Government Microcrediting Strategies on Growth of Small and Micro Enterprises of Selected Counties in Kenya. His supervisors were Professor Edwin Oduno and Dr. Walter Okibo Bichanga. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration Strategic Management option of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University, Chapter 11, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration, Strategic Management, in the School of Business and Economics, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and do all that appertains to this degree.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Akusioma Nixon Lumwaki, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration, Human Resource Management option from the School of Business and Economics. The candidate's thesis is titled Influence of Human Resource Management Practices on Organization Performance at the Public Service Commission of Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Simon Nyakwara and Dr. Evans Mwiti. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration, Human Resource Management option of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2012, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration, Human Resource Management, in the School of Business and Economics. And by my authority and that of the entire university, give you power to do all that appertains to this degree.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Ignatius Monyere Nyaga, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership from the School of Education. The candidate thesis is titled School Managers Preparedness on Disaster Risk Management in Public Secondary Schools in Nairobi City, Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Ruth Vigori and Dr. Paul Edabu. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University, Chapter 2012, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership in the School of Education, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. Marim Ado Isaac, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership from the School of Education. The candidate thesis is titled Influence of Procurement Practices on Management of Public Secondary School Resources in Madera County, Kenya. His supervisors were Dr. Kimamo Gedoi and Dr. Paul Edabu. With the permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University, Chapter 2012 and Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership in the School of Education. And by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Madam Madege Rosemary, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership from the School of Education. The candidate thesis is titled Influence of Academic Resource Outsourcing on Institutional Management in Public Universities in Nyeri and Kiambu Counties, Kenya. Her supervisors were Dr. Ruth Wagui Vigori and Dr. Mary Mugwe Chui. With your permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by her supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Education Management, Administration and Leadership of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2012, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management, Administration and Leadership in the School of Education. And by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree. Congratulations.
Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Mr. A. Marete Jacob Budi, who has certified the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management, Administration and Leadership from the School of Education. The candidate thesis is titled An Assessment of School Management Practices and its Influence on Students and Rest Management in public secondary schools in Meru County, Kenya. His supervisors were Professor Pamela Ochieng, Professor George Leche, and Dr. Mary Mogwe. With the permission, sir, I call upon the candidate to stand and be escorted to the dais by his supervisors for crowning and conferment of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management, Administration and Leadership of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Administration and Leadership in the School of Education, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to this degree. Congratulations.
With your permission, sir, we'll be requesting the Chair University Council to take a photo with the graduates with observation of social distance.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 15 candidates listed on page 21 of the graduation booklet, starting with Zanzamule Frederick and ending with Magayani Jean Damascene, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Public Health from the School of Public Health.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 19 candidates listed on page 21 of the graduation booklet, starting with Birungi Barbara and ending with Ferista Yegon Cherotich, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Masters of Arts in Counseling Psychology, Master of Arts in Development Studies, Master of Arts in Security Studies and Criminology, Master of Arts in Monitoring and Evaluation, Master of Arts in International Relations and Diplomacy, Master of Arts in Kiswahili, and Master of Arts in English, Language and Linguistics respectively, from the School of Social Sciences.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you Waita Gloria Mumbua, listed on page 21 of the graduation booklet, who has satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of degree of Master of Science in Hospitality Management, respectively, from the School of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Management.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 58 candidates listed on page 22 to 23 of the graduation booklet, starting with Africa Innocent and ending with Sikoli de Volta Inyerere, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree of Master of Business Administration, Master of Public Administration and Management, and Master of Science in Procurement and Supplies Management from the School of Business and Economics.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 19 candidates listed on page 23 of the graduation booklet, starting with Birigiro Dani and ending with Edina Cherotich Chepkemoi, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Master of Education from the School of Education. With your permission, sir, I call upon all the master's graduates, virtually and those present, to stand for the conferment of the respective master's degrees of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2012, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the Master of Degrees in the respective schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to these degrees. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 64 candidates listed on page 56 of the graduation booklet, starting with Nyanchama Vin and ending with Monene Ann Mobi, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of a postgraduate diploma in education from the School of Education. With your permission, sir, I call upon all the postgraduate students to stand for the conferment of the postgraduate diploma in education of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of the Mount Kenya University Charter 2012, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the postgraduate diploma in education in the School of Education, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to this diploma. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 38 candidates listed on page 25 of the graduation booklet, starting with Ingesia Adisa Faith and ending with Wamalua O. Wilfred, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Laws from the School of Law.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 7 candidates listed on page 25 of the graduation booklet, starting with Gishobi Mwangi Fred and ending with Rosine Umurungi Marie,
who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Pharmacy from the School of Pharmacy.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 67 candidates listed on page 25 to 26 of the graduation booklet, starting with Buong Joyfrey Othiambo and ending with Wende Wafura, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Bachelor of Science in Clinical Medicine and Community Health and Bachelor of Science in Health Records and Information Management, respectively from the School of Clinical Medicine.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 110 candidates listed on pages 26 and 27 of the graduation booklet, starting with Abdi Hakim Rahoy Olat and ending with Sharif Hassan Ahmed, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing from the School of Nursing.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 44 candidates listed on pages 27 and 28 of the graduation booklet, starting with Ireri Kennedy Fundi and ending with Salim Umi Mavumba, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Science in Public Health, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Health, Bachelor of Science in Community Health and Development, Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics, and Bachelor of Science in Food Science and Processing, respectively, from the School of Public Health.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 13 candidates listed on page 28 of the graduation booklet, starting with Benda Theophile and ending with Olad Yusuf, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Sciences and Bachelor of Science in Dental Technology, respectively, from the medical school.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 9 candidates listed on page 28 of graduation booklet, starting with Kivio Karanja Joseph and ending with Bedan Wajoy Gera, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Bachelor of Science in Energy and Environmental Technology, Bachelor of Science in Petroleum Exploration and Production, Bachelor of Science in Real Estate Management, and a Bachelor of Science in Bachelor of Technology in Computer and Electronic Systems, respectively from the School of Engineering, Energy and the Built Environment.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 35 candidates listed on pages 30 to 31 of the graduation booklet, starting with Madege Jemima and ending with Rumi Otieno, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Science in Animal Health and Production, Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Rural Development, Bachelor of Science in Biotechnology, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Actuarial Sciences, and Bachelor of Science in Statistics, respectively from the School of Pure and Applied Sciences.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 133 candidates listed on page 28 of the graduation booklet, starting with Modoi Stephen Wajoke and ending with Marigi
Gashau Eric, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Business Information Technology, Bachelor of Science in Business Information Science, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology, and Bachelor of Business Information and Communication Technology, respectively, from the School of Computing and Informatics.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 334 candidates listed on page 31 to page 35 of the graduation booklet, starting with Ahmed Muhammad and ending with Zakaria Muhammad, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Bachelor of Arts in Security Studies and Criminology, Bachelor of Arts in Justice and Security Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration and Governance, Bachelor of Social Work and Administration, Bachelor of Arts in Peace Studies and Conflict Resolution, Bachelor of Arts in Sociology, Bachelor of Counseling Psychology, Bachelor of Arts Development Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Film and Animation Studies, Bachelor of Arts in Mass Media and Communication, Bachelor of Arts in Community Development, and Bachelor of Arts in International Relations, respectively, from the School of Social Sciences.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 26 candidates listed on page 35 and 36 of the graduation booklet, starting with Anne Akinyi and ending with Diana Tumushine, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management and Bachelor of Science in Travel and Tourism Management, respectively, from the School of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Management.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 651 candidates listed on page 36 to 43 of the graduation booklet, starting with Kimngetich Collins and ending with Muley Josephine Danu, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Business Management, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Economics, Bachelor of Economics and Statistics, Bachelor of Economics and Finance, Bachelor of Science in Finance and Statistics, Bachelor of Management and Office Administration, and Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration, respectively, from the School of Business and Economics.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 1,264 candidates listed on pages 43 to 54 of the graduation booklet, starting with Carissa M. Magi and ending with Oderi Mogusu, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the conferment of the Bachelor of Education Arts, Bachelor of Education Science, Bachelor of Education Special Needs Education, Bachelor of Education Early Childhood Studies, and Bachelor of Education Primary Option, respectively, from the School of Education. With your permission, sir, I call upon all the candidates present here and virtually to stand for the conferment of the respective degrees of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the respective degrees of Mount Kenya University from respective schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that appertains to these degrees. Congratulations.
Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 937 candidates listed on pages 58 to 68 of the graduation booklet, starting with Musioki Alfred Nyaga and adding with Mariba Sirenya Sarome, who have satisfied the University Board of Examiners for the award of Diploma in Law, Diploma in Clinical Medicine and Surgery, Diploma in Health Records and Information Technology, Diploma in Community Health and HIV/AIDS Management, Diploma in Environmental Health Science, Diploma in Nutrition and Dietetics, Diploma in Dental Technology, Diploma in Community Health, Oral Health, Diploma in Biomedical Laboratory Sciences, Diploma in Electrical and Electronic Engineering, Diploma in Animal Health and Production, Diploma in Science Laboratory Sciences, Diploma in Information Technology, Diploma in Business Information Technology, Diploma in Journalism and Mass Communication, Diploma in Security Studies and Criminology, Diploma in Public Relations and Diplomacy, Diploma in County Administration and Governance, Diploma in Community Development and Social Work, Diploma in Counseling Psychology, Diploma in Travel and Tourism Management, Diploma in Hospitality Management, Diploma in Banking and Finance, Diploma in Human Resource Management, Diploma in Business Management, Diploma in Supplies and Procurement Management, Diploma in Education Arts, Diploma in Education Science, and Diploma in Education Special Needs Education from the respective schools. With your permission, sir, I call upon all the diploma graduates for the award of respective diplomas of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the respective diplomas of Mount Kenya University in the respective schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that pertains to these diplomas.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, I have the honor of presenting to you a total of 379 candidates listed on page 70 to 74 of the graduation booklet, starting with Alice Mufinya Musebi and ending with Racheli W. Mungadia, who have certified the University Board of Examiners for the award of Certificate in Health Records and Information Technology, Certificate in Community Health and HIV/AIDS Management, Certificate in Nutrition and Dietetics, Certificate in Animal Health and Reproduction, Certificate in Business Information Technology, Certificate in Information Technology, Certificate in Journalism and Mass Communication, Certificate in Community Development and Social Work, Certificate in Security Studies and Criminology, Certificate in Public Relations and Diplomacy, Certificate in Travel and Tourism Management, Certificate in Travel and Tourism Operations, Certificate in Food Production, Certificate in Food and Beverage Service, Certificate in Human Resource Management, Certificate in Business Management, Certificate in Banking and Finance, Certificate in Supplies and Procurement Management, and Certificate in Education and Child Studies from the respective schools. With the permission, sir, may I call upon all the certificate graduates for the award of the respective certificates of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Part 2, Section 6B, and you having fulfilled all the necessary academic requirements, I do hereby admit you to the respective certificates of Mount Kenya University in various schools, and by my authority and that of the entire university, give you the power to read and to do all that pertains to these certificates. Congratulations.
Let's appreciate all our graduates all together kindly, wherever they are watching us from. We really appreciate your success and your part and parcel of unlocking infinite possibilities. Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my honor to invite the Registrar Academic Administration, Dr. Ronald Madhai, to highlight the key features of Mount Kenya University certificate.
Good afternoon. There were some announcements that were made earlier about the returning of the gowns. So the deadline to return the gowns is the 23rd of October. And as you are told, we start issuing the certificates from the 19th of October. Graduates, I would like you to turn to page 83 of the booklet. These booklets were posted to your portals. So you have the virtual booklet, and when you come to pick your certificate, you'll be given a copy, a hard copy of the booklet for your records. I would like to highlight some features on our certificate. It's on page 83. This certificate has more than 11 security features. The paper is not very heavy. It's called 90 grammage. But that paper accommodates a lot of security features. And if you look at some of them, they are highlighted. And nobody has been able to forge our certificate. Many have tried, but they have been caught because of the many security features that are embedded in this certificate. And one of the security features is that if you want to use the kind of paper that we use for the certificates, you'd have to import about 2 tons of that paper. And I don't think any fraudster would be able to import 2 tons, among other security features. So we want to assure you that it's a document that is very well protected. Many have tried to forge it, but they have not been able. So you'll pick it from the 19th of October once you clear with the university. Thank you and have a good day.
Mr. Chancellor, sir, it is my privilege and honor to call upon the Vice Chancellor, Professor Stanley Waudo, to dissolve the 18th graduation ceremony congregation of Mount Kenya University.
In accordance with the provisions of Mount Kenya University Charter 2011, Section 6, subsections B and C, and as per the powers bestowed upon me by the University Senate, I do hereby declare the congregation of the 18th graduation ceremony of Mount Kenya University dissolved.
Thank you so much. We can appreciate. We are being informed that there is something for our sake after this function, so kindly don't leave. I'll be giving directives after this. I now request members of the congregation to stand for the national anthem.
Mungu